In today's episode, Nicole meets up with her cousin Alex for some much-deserved R&R. Alex's husband Lucasz and I then join them to get stuck straight back into the DIY as we're followed by the Chateau DIY crew. We experience some incredible lightning storms, and I get reacquainted with my nemesis, the wine vats. It had been a couple of months since we were last at the chateau, but a few key things had happened in the interim before our next trip. First, we're spending some wonderful time down in Kent with my family.
And we love walking in Kent and just enjoying the countryside, which is stunning. And this time we managed to meet some beautiful horses.
I know, and obviously you were showing off your skills on how to actually feed a horse correctly, which apparently I failed.
You still need to work on that.
Yeah, I'm working on that. And we had a beautiful lunch with my sister for a belated birthday present for her, as well as making the most of the seaside.
In Folkestone. Which is beautiful.
And then we headed to Finland.
To the beautiful island of Åland. And this time for a very sad reason, my beloved uncle Kai, who's also my godfather, passed away. And we were there to meet the family for his funeral, which was a really, really beautiful ceremony. And it was really nice to see the family, even though it was such a sad occasion.
And then you were off to France.
Yes, then I flew off to France and met my cousin Alex. And we had some glorious days together, just the two of us. We lounged by the beautiful pool because we rented this lovely little gîte, which wasn't that little at all, actually. It was quite big.
It's 4 bedrooms there.
Yeah. And they also had a really cool little barbecue that we made the most out of. And I think we barbecued almost every single evening.
And drank apparently quite a lot of champagne.
We decided to do some champagne tasting. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, all I remember getting was a load of photos of you both relaxing and drinking champagne for days on end.
But we didn't want you to miss out.
That is super, super kind. Then, thankfully, I got to fly out so I could actually taste it rather than virtually experience it. And so we all caught up in Bordeaux. Lucasz's flight was a little bit later than mine, so I met up with the girls in Bordeaux itself. And
Our favourite cafe?
Yes,
the
Alchemist.
Coffee place,
yeah. Which just happens to be over the road from where they sell the Dune Blanche, which is an amazing pastry. Which, anyway, we love them. They're delicious. They've got cream inside. Anyway.
And even more importantly, they have Oatly, the Swedish oat
wait
milk.
A second. Here we are again.
I know, but I have to do another.
Are they sponsoring you yet?
No, which is really sad. But we're very happy that they have it there at the Alchemist.
And then we caught up with Luke. So then we went to meet him at the airport and picked him up, and we were straight on
a wine tasting. That wasn't even planned. It was a spur of the moment kind of thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we're just chatting in the back of the car when we were talking about our previous trip with Josephine. We had that beautiful bottle from the Eau de Montblanc, the H&M wine, and it just so happened that our route back was a very short detour to their winery.
Very short. I mean, from us, it's what?
15 minutes?
15 minutes?
Not even 10? 15?
No.
Anyway.
Yeah. Super close.
It seemed rude not to.
Very convenient.
Yeah. We may have tasted a fair few bottles of wine.
That was crazy.
Disembarked with quite a few as well.
Yeah. No, we had a really good.
And we still have that magnificent magnum of sweet wine from them.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we were into food, obviously needed food after the wine, and also some more Dune Blanche. And then we put Lucasz straight to work. Well, Alex for that matter.
Oh yeah, straight on the DIY there as soon as you arrived.
Back in the old kitchen, which will be our entrance hall. And still had so much plaster to take down. We also had the DIY crew following us. Plus we get to show off the guns this way. Well, that's done. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, that was easier than I expected.
Well, I was expecting, like 10, 15 centimetres worth of concrete, so it was quite nice that it was just this and some gravel and a few rocks.
Yeah, so one done, 10,001 to go. Easy.
I then took over from Lucasz to help take down some more of the plaster over the fireplace, which is a little bit trickier because that was where all the tomets are, which is super fragile compared to the stone. So I have to be very, very careful taking those down.
Did a great job. Turned out really well. Apart from that one big, massive hole.
That wasn't me. That was already there.
Sure?
Yeah.
Nobody actually saw that.
Whatever. And then, what was going on? Oh, we were having to do some sort of master interview, which was taking up quite a bit of time. And so, Lucasz very kindly took down more of the ceiling for us.
I need a swim. Yeah.
I needed a shower.
Well, shower and then a swim. I don't think we can go like this in the pool. But it doesn't matter. It looks.
Oh, he was covered in it.
And then not only that, but he also
Cleared
it all up.
That was really.
And that was way
like
beyond
superhero
way beyond the
material.
Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they then spilled the beans on camera about how badly we were treating them. Although in fairness, we treated them pretty well because we bought them loads of champagne and lovely food to eat.
And they did that for us as well.
And then they cooked it for us.
I think they got a raw end deal this time around. We look forward to be able to treat them better next time.
Yeah, strange that they hadn't been back.
Now that you mention it.
But we had an amazing time, in fairness.
They looked happy.
Yeah, I think they were. I think it's just that life gets in the way sometimes. And obviously we see them lots when we're not in France. So that's also good. But that night, I remember those amazing lightning storms.
It was absolutely stunning. Gorgeous.
And I love
and a
how
bit
you
frightening as well.
have another glass of champagne in your hand.
Well, I think everything looks better if you have a champagne glass in the
Well, especially at 12
filming.
euros, you can't really go wrong, can you?
No. It was fascinating to watch it. The whole sky was lighting up
Yeah, and so
for a long time. It felt like the storms were just circling and round and round.
And I love the fact that it was pink lightning, which I'd never seen before in Venice.
But we had to dash in and try to save
No, I know.
our
I don't know.
barbecue dinner.
Yeah, how did we manage to barbecue? Because it then tipped it down with rain, and Alex and Nick, I don't know how they ended up being the ones that were kind of collecting the food. But anyway, they got drenched. Felt a bit bad about that. You can see why they may have not come back. Anyway,
it ended really well, though.
yeah,
Beautiful triple rainbow.
double rainbow. Yeah, amazing. Which is beautiful. And then we did, in fairness, treat them to again another beautiful lunch at L'Atelier, which was magnificent food again. Oh yeah, and then we did get Alex to do some more work. I've forgotten about that one. Sorry, Alex. Where we were taking down the last bit of the mortar, really thick, kind of crippy, cementy type stuff off the walls in the future dining room. But she took it in her stride.
She did really well. But it wasn't just that. Alex and I started taking away debris from the basement. And I think we were sitting there in a pile of rubble looking at each other going, this feels like prison camp. And then we just left.
I thought you got quite a bit done.
Yeah, but that was insane because why would we do that when a digger could do it and we did it with a bucket each.
A bucket and spade. Yeah.
I mean, that was insane. Why do we do things like that? That doesn't make any sense.
Because actually we then have since dug it out with a digger.
Exactly. And now it's cemented.
It is.
But there we were.
But that's one for future time. And then, we had one last final
We ended it in style.
Okay, there may have been another bottle or two of champagne involved. Not much proof. And then it was time to say goodbye to all three of you.
Oh yeah, you didn't leave, you stayed.
I stayed behind to do some work on my Nemesis.
Oh gosh, and you had to walk back and forth because you didn't have a car. That was brutal.
Yeah, no, I know. I didn't have my driving license then, or a car, so making it slightly complicated to actually get anywhere. And the Jeep was a good hour walk. I was doing some full-on days taking on the demolition job for the wine vats, and then having to walk there in the morning and then there on the way back, and then having a fairly basic lunch because I didn't really have any other way to get to the supermarket either. So I literally just had the provisions we had left over.
Very rustic, though.
I know.
Very French.
And obviously with a view of the beautiful garden, so that wasn't so bad. But my word, was the wine vat proving extraordinarily difficult. And I think someone in the comments from one of the last episodes was like, "What you should really get is a wet cutter." I was like, "Yeah, we should have got lots of different tools.
We should have outsourced it. It was only, somebody just quoted, was it €2,000 to do it?
Yeah, I think it was maybe with VAT it was like 3,000. And in hindsight, that is the one job that I look back on and go, I would have actually paid someone to do this because it took. Well, anyway, I don't finish it in this episode because it was just insane. And I wish I had probably invested in hiring one of those petrol disc cutters because that probably would have sliced through it like butter. But I didn't. And so I was back at it with jackhammers and sledgehammers.
And an electric toothbrush.
That may have worked actually better, you know. You just don't know. But I remember we had been following a little bit of one of my really good friends, Adam, who was undertaking a phenomenal ultra-marathon effort from Scotland to Wales via the Three Peaks, something that he and I had attempted on 2 other occasions, but had failed. First time I think we got 350 miles in. Second time we crashed out after 120, and we only made it from Fort William to Glasgow the second time round. But he was actually doing it, and he did actually end up doing it, which was phenomenal. And so, yeah, just brought back some really vivid memories from my time with him when we were undertaking those crazy attempts to achieve the almost impossible. But he did it. Amazing stuff.
Hey Adam, a little message from me. I'm doing my own equivalent of okay, I'm walking about 8k in France back to my gîte because I'm without transport. Long story, I'll fill you in another time, but what's important is just a big congratulations to you. Amazing effort today. So fascinating to kind of see the peaks and troughs, morale, momentum, but yeah, flying today. So yeah, super proud. Let's see what tomorrow brings, but yeah, no, really well done. 4 days in, and yeah, smashing it. Woo! Yeah, speak soon.
And then, yeah, I started again trying to attack the wine vat from above. So I had to take up more of the floor so I could actually get to the wine vat. And this is floor that we're eventually going to replace completely anyway and install underfloor heating on. So there's a whole process there that we'll come onto in due course. But yeah, all of that earth, all of that support needed to go so that I could get through to the wine vat roof below. And that was, yeah, pretty intense. But got there and made a really significant dent, I felt like, in the wine vat. And then it was time for me to go. It was a really hard slog for those last few days by myself, especially because I had my little marathons at the end of each days to get back. But so pleased with the progress we made overall.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah, and then crazy to think that pretty much the all but next time we were going to be moving to France permanently.